Christ 2010 message. To all adherents of the Christian religious doctrines and dogma, I, the Christ, know that Christians will be upset by the letters, believing they have come from a satanic source. For them I say, I know the pain that will be involved in letting go of treasured beliefs and comforts in your consciousness. They are like sweets you can suck when you feel upset. Your religious mental images soothe and give you temporary rest from anxiety. But this is all that they are in your mind, sweets, to soothe and release the stress which besets you in your daily lives. And so it was when I came to the Jews in Palestine 2,000 years ago. They were subject to great pressure and stress induced by the teachings of their Jewish leaders. I want you to bear in mind that at that time, the great religious concern among the Jews was wrongdoing, breaking the 10 Commandments and thereby incurring the wrath of Jehovah and opening themselves to some form of punishment in their daily lives. Even as a young man, I rebelled against such beliefs. They were abhorrent to me. When I returned from the desert and proclaimed, "Good news! Heaven is in your midst," the Jewish leaders were appalled because they controlled the unruly Jews through threats and fear of Jehovah. I spoke to the Jewish people and turned their beliefs upside down. I said to the people, "Your God is exactly like your Father who provides you with everything you need. Your Father is in heaven. Your Father is within you. Your Father even knows when a bird falls to the ground, and the hairs on your head are numbered." I would like you to think about these statements, and I must tell you that the great bulk of my teachings were not recorded after my death, since they would have aroused a great deal more hostility toward my followers and put them in even greater danger. Consider this image of a Creator who knows every hair on your head and the fall of a bird. Does this fit in with the prophetical pictures of a God on high who discerns the wicked and the just and sends down appropriate punishments and rewards? Can you reconcile a loving Father who, I said, even had a care for the flowers and decked them in gorgeous colors, with the Jehovah who demanded blood and burnt animal sacrifices in the temple? Can you see any logical connection between two such gods? It is now a matter of urgency for Christians to sort out your beliefs and decide whether you are true followers of Christ or followers of the Judaic teachings handed down by the prophets. Which God will you choose to adopt as your own, mine or the God of Judah? The loving Father or the Jehovah who punishes humans for wrongdoing they are incapable of avoiding, who exacts payment by the death of his beloved Son on the cross, whom they also called God? So God was crucified to pay for the sins of the world committed by people whom God created to fulfill the law of God. But only the people who believe in this concept will be saved. The rest of the world, ignorant or not of Christianity, will pay the penalty for their misdeeds. So the Son of God supposedly went through all that pain and suffering and died to save a minority of people who are fortunate enough to hear about this miraculous occurrence of a God crucified to save human beings from the punishment normally due to wrongdoers. As far as Jehovah was concerned, the others, the ignorant and non-believers, could remain in hell for all eternity. I formally and fully reject your belief that I allowed myself to be crucified to pay for the sins of the world. The belief is pure nonsense. The truth is, I had knowingly broken the laws of Judaism. I had set my face against the Jewish religious hierarchy. I had unwittingly initiated public disturbances and invoked the displeasure of the Roman governor. Therefore it was time for me to exit the world, and I was glad to go. It is perfectly true that down the ages when people have come to me in all sincerity, begging for forgiveness and strength to deal with their daily lives, I have responded and have enabled them to see their wrongdoing, and obtained the strength to put it to one side in order to live in a more enlightened way. I have not, in any shape or form, paid for their sinning. This is a myth and fallacy. People are responsible for themselves. I offered the Jews a way to make true spiritual progress. I stated, I am the life, the way, the truth, meaning that my Christ awareness is that of the pure life force. My awareness embraces all truth of our Creator and existence, and the format of my consciousness is the format, the way to live, that all should be striving to follow. My consciousness is pure, clear, transparent, beautiful, loving, creative, harmonious, joyous, ecstatic, and rapturous. All who draw life from me by contact with me through meditation draws new life, health, upliftment, happiness, and fulfillment of need. It is time to speak out strongly against the Christian dogma and doctrines as I spoke out against the myths of the Judaic teachings. It is time to wake you up and shake you and make you take off your blinkers and work to free yourself from myths to enable you to absorb and heed the truth of existence. Christian dogma and doctrine are impeding the path of spiritual progress. Throw off the mental fetters and grow in spiritual wisdom. If you reject my letters, you stand in the same place as did the Jewish hierarchy who crucified me the last time I spoke to the people. Examine these letters and see whether, in any way, they have contradicted the words or spirit of my words in the gospel. Only John has spoken the words, "Behold the Lamb of God," and the other statements which have misled and befuddled the Christian beliefs. He was a lively character, a bright man of ups and downs, insight and blindness, possessing a vivid imagination and lyrical language. He presents me as a histrionic, which was not the truth at all. I urge you to think. Read these letters and bring yourself to me and let me tell you the truth of my teachings. Do not be foolish. Leave your churches and allow the doors of your churches be closed. Stand up with courage and demand that the old doctrines and dogma of Christianity be swept away to make way for the Christ way, to be taught from pulpits, introduced into your way of thought, words, actions, and living. Have the courage to be my true disciples and defy the Christian leaders whose positions of authority bring them titles and preferments. There is a whole system in place, ready and waiting to adopt the truth I have spoken through my human recorder. It is, but needs conviction, courage, determination, such as I exhibited when on earth, to bring about the complete turnaround in worldwide thought. Again, I say, and let my words ring around the world, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. He who has the understanding to help him believe, understand and believe, and act. You have within your hands the means by which to move up onto your next level of spiritual evolution. Use them. Do not be afraid to let go old concepts which are neither sensible nor truly helpful.